Hey, happy Groundhog Day. I forgot to mention.
It's Groundhog Day. You know, I actually had the thought.
Forgot to mention. It's the first thing I said. No, we just had a conversation about what's the stuff we talked about yesterday.
What's the day that it was like 64 and sunny outside?
Oh, it was lovely. It was the day we were in Pigeon Forge.
Yes.
That was nice. That was last Tuesday, a week ago today.
I actually had the thought when I went out on my run, which I have to tell you about because I had a moment. But when I went out on my run, that if any day were going to be Groundhog Day, I would like for it to be a day when it was 64 and sunny in January.
And not snowing with Bill Murray.
Right.
Pardon me while I take a drink out of our merch.
Do it. I'm playing with a chenille schlenozzle.
Teespring.com/stores/Krisha and Frank.
Yes.
Granted, the mugs are the first thing that we have. I ordered those early.
Yeah.
But we need to get the shirts and we need to get the other things.
Oh, we're gonna.
Because you've got your tea mug and your water mug.
I do. Well, you don't want the white mug to stain.
Right. These are really just props.
Through this.
I know. These are props. We're allowed to drink water out of them.
That's it. And I already got lipstick on them.
But we do appreciate you checking us out and on our website at krishaandfrank.com for other information.
And look.
Yesterday, at the end of the show, I said that I didn't want to do the Valentine's decoration because I thought it was too mushy.
Mushy.
Mushy?
Mushy.
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 Not mushy?
Mushy?
What's mushy?
I don't know. You said mushy yesterday.
I thought I said mushy.
Mushy?
But whatever. You know what I'm mushy.
Mushy.
I thought it was just the way my mother would say mushy was mushy. But you said, no, let's go ahead. And I have spent far more time than deserved looking for Jerry's decorations.
Jerry, for helping him find
FaceTime her and we're walking around the house looking, because I told her, I don't want it, put it away.
Is so amazing.
God bless her.
She was so annoyed.
How did she put up with me?
She was so annoyed because you had told her, put it away, I don't want it. And then my brain went, no, it's actually pretty.
It is. It does look good.
It's better than keeping with snow.
Well, I mean, the theme was supposed to have put that up for February 1st, which was yesterday.
Seasons of love.
Happy Candlemas, by the way. Forgot to mention.
Candlemas?
Candlemas is the reason... Oh, look at you with the arts and crafts. The reason that Groundhog Day is February 2nd is because in the old church, the February 2nd was Candlemas, which is 40 days after Christmas.
Okay.
So the last day of Christmas tide.
Oh, okay.
So Christmas is now really over, and there's a celebration at church about I think it's the presentation of Jesus at the temple or something along those lines. And so Groundhog Day was scheduled because it's halfway between, it's 40 days after Christmas, means you're halfway to spring.
I like it.
From winter to spring would be, so anyway, we're halfway to spring. It's Candlemas, it's Groundhog Day. And
are you trying to make a heart?
I think
connect the ends. Just twisty twist.
I don't like arts and crafts.
We've been over this. And give yourself some length. You heard me. All right. So all right. Just talk me through it. Okay. Oh, this is going to be great. It's easy cheese, man.
It's like a clown smile. That's not. Is that a heart? That doesn't look like a heart.
No.
Oh, here it's a kidney.
It is. It's a kidney.
It's a little baby.
No, look. When you bring your two ends of length together.
Well, I didn't give myself enough. Is what you're saying?
Put them down.
Like a pretzel. You're making a pretzel.
It's making a pretzel. Twisty down. And don't worry about the bottom half because you can just.
For those of you listening on the audio podcast, this is one of those.
We got some pipe cleaners.
I'll call it a sight gag. I mean, it's not. It's just we're playing with these. It said chenille, but I thought it was funnier to call them schlemazel.
But you can make a
arts and crafts
heart,
things.
A fat heart.
Can I use this to clean the rubber straws, the silicone straw?
Yes, this is the best thing that you can use to clean your silicone straws.
Okay, so now I've disconnected my miserable attempt at arts and crafts, and I'm going to
I'm just going to be back here decorating our flowers.
Well, good. You're doing a fine job,
Thank
and
you.
I'm starting to get anxious.
Okay. Well, you don't have to do it.
I'm going to try one. I'm going to keep working on one.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so that's...
Now it's a broken heart. There you go. Wait, hold on.
No, just tell me what to do. I want to make one myself.
Broken heart.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true. It looks like you had some
Yeah.
kind of aorta malfunction here.
Get a new chenille schnozzle.
We're going to require open heart surgery to do this one.
Get a new chenille schnozzle.
What, so this one's a waist?
No, it's fine. It's a broken heart. Okay. Don't move. Take your time. Bring the two ends together. Now, bend them in. Bend them in.
Okay.
Okay.
V for Valentine's.
Yeah. And now just twist.
I feel like Charlie Brown, and you're the little redheaded girl, and I'm just the worst. This is miserable.
Okay. And now find where you want your point to be.
I have no point.
Well.
This exercise has no point. I can't.
You desperately. There you go. And then pull it up.
Wait.
Look, give it some.
Oh.
Give it some girth.
Okay. This is a quiet episode. This is like what's that? Soft talking or
ASMR.
Yeah,
this is the opposite.
This is the supposed to be a relaxation exercise.
Right.
And I've got that's good.
Okay.
I'm done. I've had enough. I'm done.
Well, but this does for me. Again, you mentioned our merch. Check out our website, KrishaandFrank.com. We're going to be selling Frank's failed attempts at arts and crafts now.
Yeah. Be happy to sell those.
But we mentioned at the end of yesterday's episode about love. I love you, and you teased the time I made you yell it down a hall. Now, I didn't make you yell it down a hallway.
But
I did not make you do anything.
No, you didn't make me do anything. But there was a point in our friendship where you said you need to be more open about, or you were, I don't know, why do we get into this whole thing? We were working at the same building in different departments. But
same department, different
well,
entities.
I'm trying to be a little more vague for those of you who don't know, who haven't looked us up on the line.
Right.
For those of you who haven't researched.
Anyway.
And yeah, we were, I guess we were working different shifts. You were working mornings, I was afternoons. But we'd pass each other, and we had made plans to do a bit or record a podcast or do something. And you're going home, you're leaving for the day. And through the cubicles, across all the cubicles, you're hollering,
I love you, Frank!
And I paused, thought about it, and I just went ahead and said, I love you, Krisha! Because I thought at this point, everyone in the building probably had the wrong idea anyway. What difference does it make?
Yeah, but then we had the discussion recently that I am that person that I do not believe that when you say I love you, it is reserved for your romantic partner.
Well, right, because we can love each other in a non-romantic way.
We can love each other.
As has been proven for 15 plus years.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with letting someone know that. Actually, I think it's important that you tell someone, I have love for you. I love you. I care for you. I love you. And also, it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I have a friend who the only person that you should say I love you to is your significant other.
Is this the one who said it by accident? Or so he says that I don't know. Is that what happened?
Well, you have to be careful when you're sending text messages.
Oh, right, because the
auto fills in for you.
Right, and a lot of people text I love you. It happens all the time.
And I believe what was trying to be said was they love you so much, because I was talking about other people.
Yes. Family members, friends.
And it came through text message, I love you so much.
Uh-oh,
and it could not have been any faster. It was like I meant they.
Asterisk, they.
But I mean,
not I. Definitely not I. Definitely
it happened. It was like, I love you so, oh, that's so cool. I love you so much, they. And I was like,
let me reel that back in.
Okay, buddy, I know. No, it's not the same person. It's not the same person, but believes that I love you should be reserved, that I say I love you too much.
Oh. You're too loose with it?
It doesn't mean anything when I say it to my significant other if I say it to so many people.
Well, now hang on a minute. What about all the whole, love your neighbor as yourself?
Right.
Is it supposed to be cordial to your neighbor as yourself? No, the golden rule is to be kind, to love your fellow human, right? And there should be love, I believe, like you, that there's levels of love. There's I mean, you love your children.
Right.
Not in a non-romantic way. You love them in
Right.
a parenting way. So there's two kinds right there.
Right. And I have friends that I love. I would step in front of a train. I would step in front of a train for you. I would step in front of a train for Jerry. I would step in front of a train for my friend Jen, for my friend Karis. There are people that my friend Giles, I will step in front of a train for them.
Well, thank you, Bruno Mars.
I would.
I would for you too. I mean,
But I mean, I mean that.
and you know that if you were in a bad spot, I would do whatever I could to help you.
Right. And like, I believe that it's okay to say, I love you to those people in your life that hold space, that you allow to hold space and that you hold space for. And it's just silly to think that you wouldn't. But I do enjoy yelling it across the room at you. And we had a moment at the Pigeon Forge when we were presenting.
Yeah. What was it?
We were presenting at the Pigeon Forge Chamber.
Yes.
And
that was last Wednesday.
And we have a very, very good working relationship.
We do. People always come up to us afterward and say, wow, you just play off each other so well.
But I will say...
And that gets a surprise.
But I will say behind the scenes that there's a lot of times when you and I have worked with partners before, we know people who worked with partners before.
I have emceed a lot of events with a lot of different people at all different strata. I'm talking... whether it be a celebrity co-MC or whether it be a radio person or TV person generally or an improviser. But yeah, I've done a lot of MC gigs with a lot of different types of people. You are a joy.
You are a joy. and that's the thing.
Oh, that's so gushy.
But behind the scenes, sometimes it can be ego-driven. You and I feel like, are very lucky. And we're just going to talk a whole episode about ourselves. How about that?
Isn't that the whole point of the show?
We're very lucky because we have a very good and trusting behind-the-scenes relationship.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm saying that is because when we were presenting, I hit Krisha speed, like...
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
And I stared talking too fast.
You were during the course of this long paragraph, you were accelerating to get through it, because I know the feeling. You want to get through it and not make a mistake, and if you do make a mistake, it's going to be excused because you were going so fast.
Right.
Yeah, I know exactly the feeling.
But I was not, I could feel it, but I was not aware that I was going as fast as I was. And when an award was presented, we both had our mics at our sides, and you said, hey, you could probably slow down a little bit. He's like, you said, you got to...
I think really all I said was, just slow down.
Slow down.
But I knew that you were going to take it as I meant it. I wasn't... Because I've worked with people who would go on the microphone and go, gee, why don't you slow down a little bit, huh?
First of all,
was too fast.
There's no need for that.
But you know who I'm talking about.
And two, there are people who, if you had said that, like, I love that you can trust that when you say, slow down, that I go, oh yeah, cool. Yeah, and I know that you don't mean it as a criticism. No. You mean it as you're helping and you care.
I'm very proud of you, and I want you to do well, and I want you to shine. And I know that if you slow down a beat, people are going to be even more amazed at how good you are. How about that?
I'm not going to take it personally for you to say that.
Right.
And at one point towards the end of it, I just turned to you. I was like, I love you. And you're like, I love you too. And like we had
up on the stage in front of all. Well, they were distant. They were too far away to hear us. But we were whispering to each other.
But I was like, we were driving back. I was like, can you imagine if people heard that and they were like, oh, and I said, and you said that, can you imagine? And then I said, can you imagine if you'd said it to me? And I went, you do? Because like in my mind you actually do express that I love you to someone, and then they're like, I've been waiting for you to say that.
Oh, you could have. Oh man, I would have driven off the road. We would have both died in a wreck on I-40.
Don't do that at all. And also, you got to be careful.
You do have to be
careful around your home.
You do not want to have a tree fall on you or a tree fall on your house or any kind of accidental death.
That would not be loving.
Not during the month of love. So I would call Steve's tree service.
We have some really creative segues.
And tell them that you heart them, and they can take down some trees for you, whatever kind you need, or just trim them. Actually, I've got one in the front that probably doesn't need to come down, but probably needs some serious haircut.
Yeah.
So I'll probably have to get that done because it's being overrun by mistletoe.
And Steve's Tree Service, they've been in business for over a decade, and they're so great in all of the East Tennessee areas. And
I think 2 decades, actually.
2 decades?
Yeah, 20 years, yeah.
Well, look at that.
And they've got certified bonded licensed tree climbers who get up there and they scientifically tie off the tree in such a fashion
So cool.
that when the big limb comes down, it lands perfectly and doesn't touch anything on the way down. And then they can end up with this like telephone pole of a
it's
tree,
awesome.
and they just bump, 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 slice and dice it, and cart it away.
So please check out Steve's Tree Service. Their website's right here. You can find them on Facebook, which is great.
865-257-6214. Thanks, Steve and Renee.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew.
So I mentioned a minute ago that I needed to tell you about when I went for a run on the Greenway.
Yeah.
When it was so
That's
nice
your
and
thing.
sunny.
Oh, after the Pigeon Forge, you went.
I did.
I dropped you off, and you went for a run.
I went straight home, changed clothes, and went for a run. And it was, I went extra, I walked extra long because it was
also
so
went for a
gorgeous.
walk that day because,
Yeah.
but I'm slower.
But it was so beautiful. And so a lot of people were out. There's a playground.
Oh, yeah, it was 67 here.
Yeah.
Was it 65?
It was like 65.
Something like that, yeah.
It was amazing. There were a lot of people out, and school had just let out. So there were the playground near the area where I was, and there are bathrooms. The bathrooms have been intermittently open and closed due to COVID, but I chugged a ton of water.
Is this the county run or
Yeah,
state
it's
run?
Knox County.
Okay.
And I chugged a ton of water, and I needed to tinkle before my run. And I went over to the bathroom, and they were closed.
I've seen that some marathon runners just go while they're running.
Okay, no. I'm not going to do that.
I don't know, I just heard that. I think that's what they do.
But here's my little secret.
Is that true? I'm going to have to Google that.
I don't know.
I don't want to Google it. Never mind. Here's your secret.
When last spring, summer, when I was running, and I tend to go to the same place. I switch it up a bit so you guys can't find me.
Yeah, you're the one with the Krisha Frank logo on the rear end of your yoga pants.
Yeah. So I confess,
Yes.
and I don't know if this is legal or not. We'll find out. I confess to, in a particular area of the Greenway while the bathrooms are closed during COVID, if I needed to go tinkle, I would use the bushes.
Right.
There's very secluded areas, and I would use the bushes. And I timed it well. I knew if people were behind me, and I could see around a corner if people were coming, and I knew how long it would take me. Less than 30 seconds. Less than 30 seconds.
That's fast.
And bingo bango. And
That's a quick.
right.
That's a whiz.
And I knew I knew that I was shaded. I was
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And I could kind of see one way if people were coming. One day,
This might explain why there was poo in the Greenway right around that same area.
No, I would never.
No,
ever.
not you would, but that someone else would use the shaded area.
Here's my thing. You and I have talked about when you had to water your
the baby peach tree. I call it
the deer off of it.
urination irrigation.
Urination irrigation, and I know
Guys go outside all the time.
Guys go outside all of the time.
I was looking out the kitchen window. Mm-hmm. The lawnmower guy was here.
Right.
And the motor had slowed down. I looked out to see if he was done because I had to pay him. Mm-hmm. And I see him out my kitchen window.
It's idling.
And he's off the riding mower, peeing into the underbrush that thankfully was removed now by Steve's Tree Service. So I've taken away his private tinkle area.
But to me, like, guys just do that.
Oh, I worked with Mark and Brian in Los Angeles. Now, Mark is an Alabama boy, Muscle Shoals.
Muscle Shoals, Alabama.
So he pees outside more than he pees inside.
Yeah.
And when we would have, in fact, every day during the radio show, he would go outside of the building because you can't smoke inside. Mm-hmm. So while he would smoke and he would pee somewhere in the parking lot at KLOS.
Yeah.
They had trees and bushes and actually a peach tree. So he would go pee in the weeds. And then, and during our business meetings, we had them outside. Anytime they would just want to go,
just go.
Why go back inside to the nice air-conditioned bathroom where you would get to pee next to someone like a celebrity, like a Michael Dennis Prager or Larry Elder, one of those guys.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't pee next to anybody when I pee outside. But it was sunny and warm and nice, except it's still winter, so there was no coverage.
Oh, you said that you've discovered this place in the summer, and now you're peeing in the bushes. The bushes were naked.
I was about to tinkle my pants, and the bathrooms were closed. And I'm like, okay, well, buddy, I tell you what, when you say a quick tinkle, this was, I did it. I did my thing. I scooted on about my day. Nobody saw me, but boy, I was like a
rabbit. You're a rabbit waiting for the hawk to come swoop
because
down
the
and get
thing
you.
is like I can get down.
So this is the first time you've done it in the winter?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, thank goodness it was a warm day.
Mm-hmm.
Because imagine the cloud of steam you would have left.
But
no, is that too gross? Too much?
I tend to try not to use the bathrooms at the park because...
Well, you should go before you go. I mean,
right.
You go, I try to teach this to Artie, like my grandson. He always doesn't... I said, look...
Go before you go.
Yeah. I said, and this is actually the funny thing that's worse with him is, this is in show business. We always use the bathroom before every show. Before the show, you always go, whether you have to or not.
Go before you go.
And it's kind of like, I hope it's working because... before you get in the car, before you do a show, before you do a thing.
So usually I do, but unfortunately I went before I left the house, but I needed to go again because I've been chugging a ton of water.
Well, we had emceed a gig. We did all that stuff.
And
did you say chug a ton of water?
Chug a ton of water.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And it's the best tasting
But
water
I mean,
I've
like,
ever had.
I can get down, uncover the part that needs to be uncovered, cover it back up, and stand up in less than 30 seconds.
Wow. I cannot.
I mean, I don't have to think about it. I know that certain people,
I don't think I could do it.
maybe
that
when you're
fast.
a guy specifically, you got to convince your prostate to do something. Like, you got to think about it. You got to...
I mean, when you have to go, you have to go.
Right.
And there's no waiting. But you remember, that was a Steve Martin movie, I think, it was a Tom Hanks in League of Their Own. That's based on a true story.
Yeah. Well,
that's a very accurate representation.
Also for me, if I this is like way too much information.
Yeah.
And we gotta go.
I think we're over time.
If I take a little off the tank, like if I take a little off the top of the tank, I can, you know what I mean?
It's funny because guys say once you break the seal, you can hold it and hold it and hold it until you break the seal. And once you break the seal for the day, then you can't hold it again. You got to go next time.
No, if I let a little...
I think that's false, but...
Like if I just let a little pressure out, then I can finish my run and then go later.
So, okay, so you really are just marking your territory, so you're saving some for down the path. That's disgusting. That's totally disgusting.
But is that illegal? Technically?
If you had a dog with you, the dog would pee in the exact same spot, and no one would think anything of it.
Exactly, but what I'm saying is, for a guy, you can pretty much get away with not having to disrobe.
But if God forbid someone saw anything, you would be arrested.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. For a female, it's full moon. It's full moon city. No matter what, no matter what I have to do, I don't have a shiwi.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So it's booty out.
But at least it's pointed. It's angled. It's angled in a way.
Like, not look at this.
Because I mean, in the opposite scenario, it doesn't look. It doesn't look polite.
Right.
If a bunch of women came along and the man is caught.
Right. But what I'm saying is there are cops that are bike cops that patrol all of the greenways in Knoxville.
Well, they would have to stop you. They would be.
Would he?
Not during the act. He would probably let you complete.
But do I get like a ticket? Can he arrest me? Am I going to get arrested? And we're going to you're going to have to come get me out of jail? Because I'm calling you. You're going to have to come get...
You would call me?
Are you kidding? Who else am I going to call? I love you too. I'm calling you because you're bringing a camera. If I call you and I'm like, I have been arrested for peeing on the greenway. But is that an arrestable offense? Am I going to be some kind of offender? Do I have to go on a registry if I'm caught tinkling on the side of a greenway?
Out in the
woods?
I'll use an incognito window because I don't want this in my search history.
This is just going to be a long episode. Sorry, we have to know. I need answers.
Urinating in public. I'll try that.
Knoxville
in public. Knox County. Because I'm horribly afraid of what might come up.
Oh.
Let's see. If you have a burning sensation, a white yellow. That's nasty. That's a long.
Okay, we'll have to.
I can't. Clinton man arrested at WWE for taking Snapchat video of urinating officer. Okay.
Oh well, you can't film somebody going tinkle in the bathroom.
No, it doesn't. I don't know. This is Tennessee bill would change penalties for public urination. This is from a year ago.
Okay.
This is from February of 2020.
Because I mean, if you've been on campus, people tinkle around there all the time.
Let's see. I don't know how it. All right, here we go.
Okay.
They considered preventing you being seen as a sex offender by performing an excretory function in public. Mm-hmm. So this was right pre-COVID.
Without intent to offend, abuse. So I don't have intent.
Right. So the whole idea. Well, I don't know what happened. We have to find out if it passed or not. But it was. Here it is. HB.
So if it didn't pass, then you are.
How do I know if it? All right.
You can be a sex offender
Well, because if you got it out there, if you're putting your parts, those parts out in view.
But it's COVID. They closed the bathrooms. What am I supposed to do?
They need. Well, this is a good
Tinkle
question.
my pants?
No, you
like
shouldn't.
a marathon runner?
Yeah. Some of those videos are disgusting.
I mean, I run behind the Walmart. I could run up the hill to the Walmart, but I don't have a mask. Well, I do wear a mask when I run, but
I got nothing. I mean, the government tried to make it a non-sex offense, so that's good for you, right?
That's good for me.
But I don't know.
It's good for a million men in the world.
How do I know if it passed? TN House Bill 2079.
All right, we got to go.
All right, bye.
We're wait. All right, you keep.
I mean, I'll find it out later, but
Yeah.
I don't want you. I don't want. I mean, I would come get you from jail,
But I really don't want to be on a list.
I don't
Not
want-
for that.